there's nothing I'd rather do. I was waiting for you to come over.
I'm gonna walk away right now. And you are going to see me again outside of these walls.
Don't worry about anything. I have you. I'll take care of you. It'll be alright. Everything will be okay.
Haha. Yes. This is Red Moon Role-Playing.
Alright. So, does anyone else want to do any socializing at all before we jump into the next scene?
I think I'm at present sort of enjoying the conversation and seeing as Sierra is sticking around with me and Dolph is coming back. Although I'm curious about the other Nosferatu here, I wouldn't tear myself away from this because this feels like a safe zone for now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Sierra, she's sticking by you.
Alan.
Yeah. Hey, how are you doing, Dolph? You okay?
I am feeling better. I have something in mind that may alleviate some tension.
Yeah. That's some friends of yours over there? I look over your shoulder at the Toreador table.
Yes, and I'm thinking it's something you can... I'm thinking it's something that you can help with.
Oh, really? Yeah?
Well, you were talking about how out of touch you sometimes feel with this crowd, and I was empathizing.
Oh yeah, that's nice of you. Thanks, yeah. What do you got going on?
Well, there's a bar that I know about. It's in a different part of town to this one. We don't have to go tonight. But it's got a much different crowd to the succubus. And I feel it's a little more relaxed, a bit more your scene, your pace. And
alright.
Quite frankly, I think we could really let our hair down there, Alan.
Well, yeah, okay. That sounds good to me. I'm glad you think of me in that way. Yeah, I'd be glad to see this place. What is it called?
Oh, do you know the Backtrack?
Yeah, I think I heard of it. I kind of stayed clear of those kind of bars from old habits. Really, it's mental stuff. I need to break free from that. You been there?
Once or twice. It's not my usual hangout, but...
Alright.
I feel like... Given how we're both finding some struggles blending in with these people...
Yeah?
The people out at the Backtrack are a little more welcoming.
Alright. Open, friendly place, and yeah, sure. Let's do that.
Well, it's important to me, Alan, that you... I know that both Vincent and I are, I guess some people call people like us alpha male types, domineering, and it's something I'm really trying my best to not be. I want to try and... Gosh, it sounds pathetic to say. I want to try and be a little more normal. And
yeah, it's self-development, finding yourself, it's trying things out, but I try not to think too much of it. I get what you mean, even though whatever way it comes out, it's cool. But it's a good sentiment. So it's good. Think that way. It's good, man. It's good to hear.
I'm glad. I'm glad I'm not receiving judgment. Obviously, with everything that's going on right now, it's all a little stressful, and you know how I can get.
Well, I get that, man. It's a storm around us right now. It's just it's gonna be fine. We'll do that. Sounds good. Sounds definitely good. Yeah. And I look at you. How do you look? After having come back there from that table and all that other stuff.
I have my mind focused on exactly what I need to do, and I look stiff and focused. Maybe my eyes are a little fiery, but I am not shaking. My hair is not out of place.
Yeah, it's good to see, and I sort of nod approvingly. Yeah, I was just talking to Sierra here, and...
Sierra, of course. I almost forgot that you were there.
That's fine. I try to be forgotten right now.
Yes, I suppose it's all a little dramatic right now, isn't it? Do you have any idea where your clanmate might have gone?
No, he could be in Russia for all I know. Honestly, he could be.
Why did he even bother, coming here if he's not gonna come to the meeting? Do you have any idea why he's doing? Did he just change his mind?
He has a mind that changes a lot. Malkov, he was told to come. Sending one representative from the clan didn't seem as, powerful, or I don't know. I don't know what the idea was, but
he was told to come, and now him bearing off is his way of saying thanks for sending me. I'm gonna do my own thing.
I hope that he would stay, honestly, because this is a group task. But I did expect him to just bugger off when he didn't think it was fun anymore. If you ask me, I think he would be at some sort of lousy, low-life bar in the city. At the most, maybe some sort of sex club, something where you are allowed to do anything as long as you have money, because he does have money. That's my guess.
Yeah, probably roughing some people up and getting into fights and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, that.
What was it to say? Was that where can I go to kill mortals around here? Yeah, very, very good first opening.
Yeah. He's very used to the Sabbat way, I would say. He's very much he doesn't like being controlled. And he is maybe representing the part of our clan that will be a little hard to convince to get into, the Camarilla and stuff. That's my guess, and I'm sorry I couldn't do any more. I can't control him. He is his own, definitely his own boss.
Yeah, I know.
Well, make sure you don't want to reconsider that petition. You're now getting a chance to see what a Camarilla city is like.
Yeah.
I must say, I am surprised. This club is surprising me the most out of everything. That you can have so many kindred and kind so close together at the same time without them realizing.
Yeah.
It's you do an excellent job of concealing what you do. It's not something we really focus that much on in this Sabbat. We of course know that, if the sheep flock knows that there's a wolf amongst them, they will panic. But it's not as important for us. And I kind of overheard your conversation with the diapery thing as well, and it's something that we don't approve of, but it's not that important. So I feel like there's a lot of rules we need to consider.
Yeah. I mean, it is. What do I know? But it seems beneficial sometimes to just have a bit of a civilized touch to the whole thing. Just trying to get along and make sure business prosper. And a person like me, I make a lot of money out of kind, as you call them, morals.
Yeah.
So why not keep that thing going and not make it too much of a fuss of where it's coming from. Yeah.
Alright, so the music quiets down, and so does the bustle of voices and laughing and glasses, and it seems like everyone is preparing for something to happen. There is a tension in the air as the light from the stage focuses on the stage entirely, and the rest of the room goes a little dark. And a couple of seconds passes where everything is just completely quiet, even from the Toreador table, even from Klara and Malkavian. Everything is just quiet. Next thing you hear are footsteps from what Dolph probably recognizes as dress shoes. Very expensive ones. And out on the stage steps Prince Jackson. A tall, well-built gentleman with a Versace suit, a completely burgundy red dress shirt underneath. He seems to almost follow the theme of the night, the red theme of the night. He has a bald head, but it is completely clean shaven. He reeks of control. He reeks of presence. Everyone looks at him as soon as he steps out on the stage. He has a pin attached to his jacket with his clan logo, and he grabs the microphone, taps it a couple of times before he smiles, and he looks out at the audience and says, is this thing on? Welcome to Elysium, everyone. As always, it warms this old body to see so many familiar faces among our number tonight. I want to take this opportunity to thank our escort group, or should we call them bodyguards, after last night's activity. It's kindred like you that make on life just a tiny bit easier. So props to you.
Yeah, I sort of look around the room and straighten up a bit.
I'm near my sire, and, I nod and keep it together, but this is very good, I think. Everything is going fine. At least for me. Maybe not Dolph, but you know what? That's fine.
Of course, there was a bit of trouble on the road, but I mean, isn't that to be expected when we deal with some of the types in this city? I know that some people probably won't be missed. So, without more ado, I would like to introduce the elephant in the room, as they say. He points towards Sierra. I'm aware my decision to invite such an uncommon guest into Chicago is controversial, to say the least. However, I'm sure there's a good reason why our dear guests have embarked upon such a dangerous journey into Camland. If it wasn't clear already, our visitor is Clan La Sombra. The tension in the room grows a bit. Although everyone knew, you can just feel it's like a kettle boiling and boiling and boiling.
Yes, at that, I do just gaze at my own company, the other Ventrus. How was their reactions?
They are composed, but definitely concentrated and slightly annoyed.
I have no idea what that is about, but I feel the tension and I tense up a little bit. My smile is turning a bit forced.
Please approach the stage under our banner of peace. We are all interested in what you have to say. Sierra steps up, and just as Jackson is about to continue his speech, she grabs the mic out of his hand, steps to the edge of the stage, and proclaims, "I am Sierra von Burris. My presence in this town is not a matter of flight, betrayal, power, or hunger, or destruction. As mentioned by many in this Elysium tonight, my brother and I, who isn't present, have been sent here as representatives of our clan with one purpose in mind. Our clan wishes to join the Camarilla." And this is just enough for the lid on the kettle to just explode off. And a couple of Ventru, one of them stands up, and Vincent, you never see this. This never happens. They never act out of complete emotional outburst. This is a rare sight. Stand up and they point a finger at the stage, and a couple of other vampires stands up from the clans, and a lot of shouting begins. It's kind of just like chaos just erupting. It's almost like people knew that this was what they wanted to do, but they just couldn't fathom how dare someone they've been at war with for centuries want to join their ranks. How dare they, and how dare Prince Jackson to invite such a thing into the city.
How does my sire react? That's the only real reaction I'm keen on.
Well, she had her hands in your hair, and she's grabbing your hair now in a not so nice way. She is shaking with anger, you assume.
I can't say anything. I wouldn't say anything, but I do note it and wince a little, and yes, it certainly seems to have stirred people.
The prince is just standing at the foot of the stage with his arm crossed and nodding, and he's not saying much. He's just nodding and looking and observing Sierra on the stage. Sierra doesn't say much more. She puts the mic back into the mic stand and she sits down on the stage. Almost like she's expecting for people to now come and talk to her.
I look around and then sort of I look over at Dolph. It's almost like we got into a session at the British Parliament.
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm sure that now that we know some of the details of what's going on, they're not going to want Malenkov running around in the city, are they?
The yelling and chaos keeps on, and now clans are talking to each other. Now people are approaching each other. It seems like that invisible wall between the tables have been broken, and everyone is accusing everyone of everything, and how come this clan didn't keep an eye on her, and how come that clan didn't know this, and it's just Haymarket. The prince is observing everything. He is not trying to control the situation. It kind of seems like he's enjoying seeing something happen in the city, some sort of personality from the clans. He corrects his suit and steps over to you, the group. He points at the bar table a couple of times, and the bartender immediately comes with some kind of special glass or cup for him with blood. And he swirls it around and he looks at you. I wanted to come down here and thank you personally for what you've done. It's, I know. You are all neonates. You must have faced quite a bit of challenges when you did this, I've heard. But I think it's in its right place to thank you personally for what you've done for the city. You've definitely started some drama. Well, not you, but you've brought the drama safely into the city. Let me say it in that way instead.
Yeah. Your Highness, well, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to hold out my hand, so I hesitate for a little bit.
He shakes your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to call me Your Highness. Just call me Jackson.
Jackson. Oh, all right. Well, I'm Alan. Alan's my.
Yeah, I know you. I chose you myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I chose every one of you. You are not just someone I picked from a hat.
No. Well, that is an honor to hear, sir. I thought at first it was just the sheriff, sort of. Well, I didn't know that. It's a fun coincidence that we happened together at that place, and yeah, I'm sorry that everything didn't go as smoothly as possible. The meetings with Crook and Flyboy went a lot better than we were sorry. We just didn't have time to deal with Genghis in time, and then yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah. You know what? I've known Genghis for quite a while now. He has done nothing good for the city. In the time I've known him, even his own clan doesn't want to know him. So, you know, although you did break the traditions, and I do believe that there would be better solutions to what you did,
Yeah.
he will not be missed, would he?
He certainly won't, my prince, and can I also say what an honor it is to finally have some FaceTime with you. It is indeed our privilege to have done what we could for the city. I would not have done any other way. I, of course, made my way over to the group as I noticed the prince coming down, and also I believe my sire, probably for a moment, finally discarded me as she does to go and argue with someone about something.
She did. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too. I am happy to see you're all safe. That is the most important thing in this entire ordeal. But we are definitely facing something very interesting now, aren't we, gentlemen? And lady.
We certainly are, my prince. In fact, if anything, I only see benefit to this proposal they've made. Like, even, you know, a little bit of chance for us to get back what is rightfully ours, yes?
Well, yeah, we could put it that way. I, as a prince, am facing something that I have not tried before. This is interesting, isn't it? What's more interesting is the lack of the other half of the group. I'm sure I specified in my letter that we needed 2 delegates.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know if you've been informed, but the other delegate, against all our wishes and desires, simply went off on one, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I understood we were to keep them safe, but it was kind of hard when we suddenly woke up this day and found that he had just completely left the company.
Uh-huh.
Would you like us to do anything to track him down? What can we do to anything to make things better of what we have now started?
Well, would prefer to find a loose Sabbat in my city.
Yeah.
I'm not terribly happy to know that Malenkov, of all persons, doing whatever he pleases within the city borders.
I'm sure
the sheriff is going to be keenly on to such a task straight away, no doubt.
Oh, he is. As you can see, he's not here anymore.
No, I wondered why the singing stopped.
Yeah, I certainly hope that he can find him. Because, first of all, well, most importantly, we don't really need him for this political process to take place, but we do need him not to be in the city on the loose. If my sheriff, Damien, can complete such a task, is only time will tell. But, I will let you know if I need your assistance, especially you, Miss Sierra. I believe that you are quite in a dangerous place right now. You should not leave Elysium with such a statement. I believe that you, as well as I, know how dangerous that was, and everyone's eyes are on you. So I would recommend that you stay here and you get under the protection of the city. Sierra doesn't say much. She is standing at the bar looking a little... She doesn't seem like she's liking that statement too much.
Well, Sierra, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to know you. I am sure you will find yourself incredibly comfortable being looked after by our prince and within our Elysium.
Indeed, I think she will. And just a minor question, Prince Jackson, of course, you're a busy man, but in regard to the unfortunate events that seem to have occurred, the small thing, do you know how the, dare I say, associates of Genghis have reacted?
His associates?
Yeah, you mentioned in your well-versed letter that we didn't want to start a rebellion, so we're hoping that, well, things are not starting to boil in some circles.
I mean, I don't see why it would, but yes, what Alan says, you know, those anarchs, do they know the gossip that apparently the whole court knows?
I don't know. Honestly, whatever business that is clan business and on that level of politics, I will take care of. I cannot be out on the street level and running around. That is my sheriff's job. But what I can do is take care of what is higher up. That is my responsibility as a prince. I can promise you that we are in no danger from any rebellion. We are in no danger for our clan La Sombra. We are quite safe, and I will keep it that way. But I might need assistance again. And I know that I've already asked a lot of you, and I know that you've already sacrificed lots of things, lots of personal relationships as well, in order to help the city. I've heard about your Ada, Dolph, and I am terribly sorry.
Oh, I'm going to be clenching my fangs to hear yet another vampire mention her name.
But I might need your assistance again, because right now we are in a situation that is quite unique.
Well, I sort of see him seethe a bit. Yeah, well, true honor that you heard of us and wanted our specific favors. We are happy to help. Have you? This is a very lovely establishment here. Is it under your? Is it your particular personal establishment?
Oh no, I don't own the club. We just use it.
Yeah. All right.
Why is that?
No, I was just wondering because, well, I'm as you would know then that I'm quite an accomplished pianist myself, and it would be a pleasure to play here from time to time, perhaps. Not that I mean, I would just be curious to see who I should talk to, or if there was someone that you think I should meet, and so on.
Yes, you do that. I think I'm going to take my leave and head to the hospital if this is all you require of me, my prince, tonight.
Absolutely. You go and you can all go and do what you want. I will take care of Sierra.
Yes.
Certainly. Wonderful. Well, truly a pleasure to speak with you. Maybe we can speak again at your discretion, of course, when you're not busy.
We will speak again. Absolutely.
I stride out. I power walk out.
Just before you do, I kind of sort of walk quickly behind you, and just before you get to the exit.
Do you really want to try and interrupt my exit right now, Vincent?
I actually give you a smile. The smile that only a man who really doesn't care about your act, but perhaps not wisely, could give. And I go, look, why the sour face? We're fine. It's all good. You should be happy. Go and enjoy the rest of your night.
Follow me outside if you want to know why we shouldn't be happy.
I can entertain you for a moment. Very well, all right. I walk with you. Respectfully. Again, my attitude isn't actually for once goading at all. It honestly seems like I am in a great mood. Probably the first time you've actually seen me looking slightly happy.
Shouldering through the mortal crowd on the ground floor, dancing and writhing and so on, I make my way towards the front doors, into the clean air of downtown Chicago. The cool, crisp night. A fair distance from the club, at least 2 buildings away, before I stop. And every part of me wants to grab this stuck-up little Ventru by the lapels and throw him up against a wall. I'll tell you what is not so ideal. We have sacrificed a great deal for this. This entourage, this bodyguard mission. Vincent, someone I am very close to, someone I would go so far as to say that I love, was sent to the hospital, and it all ties into this nonsense. My name, such as I care for it, and the name of 2 people I do care for, you may be surprised to know, in you and Alan, albeit at a certain remove, is now mud in this domain. Also, we have somehow let loose a ravening Sabbat in our city, who knows all of us and could call by at any point if our sheriff is ineffective at finding him. He knows where your haven is. We let him in. Now, I'll tell you the biggest thumb in the eye. And it isn't even because I wanted a reward. I would have been quite happy to undertake this task and leave scot-free if there weren't so many hardships and burdens attached to it. But the fact that all we get is a thank you. That's it. That's it. He acknowledges how much we have had to pay to get through this, and let me remind you how much you have monetarily had to pay to do this. We're not granted territory. We're not granted feeding rights. We're not granted the right to sire a child should the desire ever come to us. We're just given, thank you, good job. Well, why don't you tell me now what you're smiling about?
My smile doesn't fade, but I do take in what you're saying, and being in an actual good mood, I generally don't want to, number one, anger you, and even chide you. After all, I'm thinking, you have some points, so instead I just nod and go, the thing is, Dolph, despite a few things, you are actually quite an intelligent individual. You surely have noticed the biggest thing is that all these things you can do something about, because we've managed to, for now at least, not be executed for said events. I agree. There's a lot of brown nosing to do. I agree. I get it. Something important to you has been harmed. And I need remind you that technically you dealt with the main person who did that quite spectacularly. Therefore, all I'm saying is, take in a little of what you've gained, and then use it later. We were all in a bit of shit, you're right, but you can come back from that. You especially can. I'm just saying, go to this person you care about and enjoy the night. Yes, Malenkov. We'll deal with Malenkov. He'll be dealt with. It's fine.
You know, I don't give much of a shit about how other kindred see me or rate me. But if any of this comes back to impact my mortal life, my career, my standing in my career, I will not stop at Genghis, Vincent. There are very few things worth living for, let alone living forever for. And if they try to burn the things I care about, I will burn them to the ground. And if I still had it in me, I would piss on their ashes, because they are all of them up there, a bunch of preening, sycophantic scum.
Honestly, Dolph, believe it or not, I don't think you're wrong. And trust me, I think you're dangerous as all hell. You're definitely not gonna get me crossing you if you don't cross me unfairly in return. And you haven't, so on my part, it's all good. I'm not going to try and make you do anything. Just saying. Enjoy your night, and enjoy what you care about.
I'm going to get a taxi, Vincent, and I will take your advice. And I will say this. I can fully see why my clan opted for the Anarch movement.
Well, to each their own. Although times are changing. Dolph. We'll have to see if the ministry keep up with the times. But, again, I'm not in it for the politics. I'm just in it for the game. Good night.
And to you.
And, again, I nod, and again, there's no malice, no ill intent. I am in such a good mood that I actually feel that while I totally believe you will do all the things you say, you don't have to do them. Although I do secretly wonder how well you do that on your own, because I certainly would not help you burn down the establishment. But I might not stop you. And I go back to the party.
And as they left, and the prince suddenly turned all his attention towards Sierra, I was kind of left standing there for a while.
Actually, what you saw the prince almost coaxing her into a room. Almost kind of against her will. You weren't quite sure. But a couple of people came and helped him get her away from the party.
Ooh, a bit forcefully. I look after her and feeling a tinge of worry and also a bit of disappointment. Not that I'm completely on Dolph's line, which I wouldn't know that much about being disappointed about no reward, but, you know, I was trying to strike up a conversation about me playing here or something that could help me. That didn't go very well. So I stand there and I watch them leave, and then I just turn to watch the band for a bit, and until, you know, like 10 minutes later, I suppose, or so, Vincent comes back and...
Is the Toreador Primogen present? Annabelle?
Yes, she is.
Ah. In that case, as I come up, I go over to Alan. I give him a firm clap on the shoulder. Ah, Alan, are you enjoying yourself? Are you having a good time? Yes.
I get this slap on my back, and I get a bit shocked at first, not expecting that, and then he's there, and oh, it's you. Hey, yeah, well, that could have gone worse, I suppose.
Buddy, it could have gone so much worse, but it didn't. It went great. In fact, lots of things tonight have gone great. I, personally, am feeling top on form. I saw Dolph off. He's off to the hospital. He's in a little bit of a sour mood. You know how he can be, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
yeah, he'll spend some time with her, and she'll get better, and this'll all, well, who knows what it's gonna lead to, but yeah, could have gone a lot worse.
Good things, Alan, good things. You've done very well. You've done very well. You kept your cool earlier. You seem to be hitting it off with people. The prince liked you. You see, Alan? I told you. I know I rib you a little, but see, it's all to improve you, to make you better.
Yeah,
Ready.
well, I appreciate the sentiment. Thanks for teaching me about a few of those things. It was helpful, with the talk we had with Sierra, and I look over towards where she was moved off.
Of course, now. I am going to shortly join some people. I leave out the word sire, you note. But have you met the Toreador Primogen, Miss Annabelle?
No, I have not. You think it's someone?
I believe you are worth at least an introduction, and she knows me, of course. And again, if you play it like this, you want to advertise your music? She loves all art, all music, Clan of the Rose, the Primogen of it, so of course it's all in her pocket. So it could be quite a good connection for you.
Oh, yeah, well, that you see me perk up a bit. That was perhaps just what I was looking for then. Please, show the way.
Of course. And I start leading him over, and just before we get there, I do just quickly whisper one thing, though, as she does talk down to you. Accept it. You're going to have to accept it. She is very, very important.
Very, very important. Well, I met those before. Sounds familiar.
And I will make my way, gauging the moment, of course. I don't want to interrupt the Primogen, but if I see her having a moment, she does know me, and I shall go, Primogen, as always, truly one of the most radiant individuals here tonight.
Hi. What now?
I laugh. Again, I know this is exactly how she is. Well, I would never bother you. There wasn't something
Well, you
interest to you. This individual here is an extremely talented jazz musician, and I thought, who loves all modern music, yourself, I thought maybe he might be in with a chance of playing for you sometime. Maybe.
It's the fourth talented musician tonight. What's your speciality? Tell me how you are so unique.
First of all, pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Smythe Winters. I am a pianist of high class. If you heard the music here, I could do that and better, madam.
Riveting. And how can I help you?
I was looking for opportunities of places that would be worthy of my attention and where I could serve the arts.
Serve the arts. You want me to provide you a place for you and your band to play?
Well, not necessarily with my band, but if you know of such a place that you think would be upon the upper echelons, either in the state or somewhere close by, I have been known to move about as well. I would love to meet the right people.
Are you a jazz musician or are you a classic musician? Come on.
I am an educated classic musician, but lately I've been playing a lot with the jazz themes.
Okay. I know all of the venues you need to go to, but let's start in the small. She gives you a card. Have you played on red number 5 before?
And as she gives me her card, I automatically hand over mine as well. Card.
I don't need it.
Well, very good. I take it and I rack my brain. Have I played there before?
No, you haven't.
But have I heard of it?
You have. It's quite a nice place.
You know what? I've been curious about that place for a long time, madam.
I'm sure you have. Go and talk to the owner and tell the owner that I said hi and that I don't approve of you because I don't even know if you can read a note, but that I want to give you a shot.
Thank you. I'll be happy to do a casting play session in front of the owner, or you, or whoever might desire one.
It's not going to be me, but the owner, I'm sure, wanna hear whatever you can do.
Very good. May I go? Should I do this via my agent, or do you prefer this through?
Oh, you have an agent. I see. Oh, very nice. You do it however you want to do it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Of course, Primogen. And in parting, as always, word on the grapevine. If by any chance you or any of your friends had invested in a certain artist called Unknown, well, you didn't hear it from me, but I believe the value of his work is going to dramatically skyrocket downwards very shortly. Giving you a heads up.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm sure I would hear what I need to hear about that.
Of course. And again, I bow my head. Our relationship is one where I have done what was expected of me, and that is what hopefully will continue favour in the future. But I am not going to expect any actual gratitude. That is not how the Primogen works.
And as we start to move away, I give you a little glance and a little smile.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we played the chronicle The Sacrifice from Chicago by Night for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Chicago by Night is published by our friends at Onyx Path Publishing, and Vampire the Masquerade is published by Modiphius. Our storyteller was Klara Horskjær Herbøl, and we were also joined by the gentleman gamer Matthew Dawkins. Check them out on social media and on their patrons to support their work in the tabletop space. The intro was composed for us by the amazing Simon Kølle, and he has also provided all of the music for this chronicle. Check out his work at simonkolle.com. Sound effects are created by the fine folks at freesound.org and Sirenscape. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin, Heuschober, and David, for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with Hjalmar and Craig. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and see you soon again.